Hello everybody, Captain VFC here, and I don't know if any of you viewers know this about me, but I have a bit of a thing for the de Havilland Moth series of aircraft. So today we are taking a look at the last of the de Havilland Moths, the DH.94 Moth Minor, in this brand new for 2025 tool by Special Hobby. This video will focus on the unboxing. If you're not a subscriber and you'd like to be notified when the build video comes out, then hit the subscribe button. You can also like, dislike to help the video, and you can yell abuse at me in the comments if you think I warrant it. Up to you. For now though, let's get on because I am excited. Next to the DH.94 Moth Minor, it states under the Southern Cross because this release will focus on Southern Hemisphere schemes for the aircraft. The product code is SH72494. Tells us at the top it's Special Hobby, 1/72 scale, and on the top left it sets the expectation for a scheme from the Royal Australian Air Force, the Royal New Zealand Air Force, and a civilian scheme from South Africa. All of that with this wonderful artwork of a Moth Minor that has clearly had a replacement aileron at some point, in flight with two people. We're going to see if the kit includes two people, because putting them on the box and not even showing them, that would be naughty, wouldn't it? On this long edge we have stuff that we already know, really. Special Hobby SH72494. There's the name of the product again. Plastic model kit. That presumably also says plastic model kit, made in the Czech Republic. The other long edge, we have an address for Special Hobby. This is just their logo with the 172 inclusion. There's a different, I say different logo, it's the same logo but 148 if it's in 148, etc, etc. Got their Facebook page linked on there as well. And warning, contains small and sharp parts suitable for modelers for age 15 and over. We have a man throwing it straight in the bin, and we have a QR code. Whilst I haven't yet searched that, I will make sure that I do so, and as long as I remember, I will drop it in now. And again, we have the artwork for the plane. On the shop edge, we have this, so a barcode, and all the same information as we've already seen. And on the grey shop edge, we have exactly the same thing, but in grey. On the back then, it makes sense if it was this way around, but it's not, it's lengthways. We have not so much a colour call out as just pictures of the schemes included. I don't know if this is all of them. I would like to think that they've put all of them on there, but it's just the artwork for 4 planes. We have camo over yellow, which is the one on the box. We have yellow with a big danger hopper. We have camouflage over yellow, but the camouflage goes all the way down. And we have a civilian one. There is no tape on this box. That's how it arrived. It actually arrived with the contents strewn across the package. But I haven't actually had a proper look inside, so this is the first time. Let's see what you get. The kit itself is contained within a plastic bag, which appears to be sealed shut. It is. But for now, we are going to be looking at the instructions. Some manufacturers put generic instructions in the kit. Here we have the specific product as indicated by the product code on it and the the picture. So that's good. Just something that I like to note. AZ, for example, not to name drop, but AZ, don't do this. They will just usually throw in some generic instructions and you have to figure it out yourself. This is a bit of history of the Moth Minor. You can pause and read if you like. I have skim read it, and it seems to be fairly well translated. We've got some dimensions down the bottom as well. The booklet is fairly glossy on the front at least. Well, it's kind of satin, and it is stapled, which means it's not likely to just shed loads of bits of paper. General good quality. We have a sprue map at the top. Apologies, it is quite faint, but the light appears to be causing troubles that it doesn't normally cause. But anyway, we've got 2 sprues, A and C, and then we've got clear parts CP. That obviously shows that there is no Sprue B. I'll go into why I think that is shortly. Again, this is the first time I've seen this, so I don't know, but we're going to look at Scalemates, and that should give an indication as to why they've missed out Sprue B. The paints included are here. It tells you what they are, and it gives you a couple of numbers, not for any brands that are particularly popular here in the UK, and some symbols. usual sort of stuff. Assembly then starts on page 3. We've got multiple colours, and they've done that special hobby thing, or at least the modern special hobby thing. They've printed what should be green in green, what should be black in black, etc, etc. It's all good. Ooh, some holes, some optional holes for scheme C and D. Hang on, scheme C is both of them. Scheme C and D is just the front. Cool. There's the tail. That looks like a Tiger Moth tail. Funny that. It is basically a Tiger Moth, but with one wing. And a smaller engine and a different fuselage, but you get the idea. We are on step 9, and the plane is basically coming together. One piece lower wing slapped straight on it. We have some wire being required. I don't know if I can be bothered. It's 0.2 millimeters of wire that barely goes any distance, but we'll see. Fair enough. On this page, yes, there we go. For scheme C, we are sticking that on. For scheme C and D, we are sticking that on. I would guess that that is a Venturi tube. Essentially, it powers the aerostatic instruments. You know what I mean, and if you don't, look it up. Essentially, it's a tube. That's all you need to know. A tube that controls stuff. Some planes have them, some don't. And we have the clear parts 1 and 2 on step 12. And that, to me, looks like it. So we're not even halfway through the book yet. What's on page 6? It is it. There we go. Page 6 is scheme A. This is indeed the one on the box. It has a replacement aileron at some point. So it has, is that aluminium? Yeah, that is apparently aluminium. I don't feel like I should say it, but the planes were made out of fabric and wood. They would not have natural aluminium, as in not polished metal. It would presumably be some sort of paint, some aluminium dope. Scheme 2 with the danger hopper. Oh, sorry, scheme A is Australia, in case it didn't make that clear. Scheme 2 is also Australian, but it gives you the former British registration, can't even say registration code for it. A little bit of history about it as well. Pretty good. And yeah, it's all over yellow. I'd be tempted because of the kangaroo, but all over yellow is a bit plain, no pun intended. Then we have scheme C, which is the camouflage and yellow, but the camouflage goes all the way to the bottom, so it's a bit easier to paint. You don't necessarily need to mask it, you just paint it down there. And yes, you can see the Venturi tubes there, that's clearly what they are. Oh, sorry, down there. And scheme D, which is the civilian South African one from 1939. There we go. Again, it gives you a bit of history about the two that ended up going to South Africa. I do like the extra history that they put in. That's always helpful. Oh, we have some adverts. I don't know why more manufacturers don't do this. Look at that. That's the mosquito that I've already built. Video is already on the channel. That's the photo reconnaissance one that I haven't built, but maybe one day I will if I ever want to flood my house with any more mosquitoes. Tells you all the extra bits you can buy for it as well. I didn't because I just bought it straight away. Some older kits, the P70, not that you know they're older, but I'm telling you they are. In fact, you sort of can, because this is a computer render image, and that is much more sort of watercolour based image, if you know what I mean. The Wirraway, which I have made but never finished. I started it, oh, well over a decade ago, and then broke apart and never finished it. And a DC2 as well. Again, advertising the extra stuff that they do, the masking sets. It's just simple marketing, isn't it? There's a Havoc, a Wellington and a P40. Put those to one side and get on with the actual plastic itself. Whilst the decals, as you saw there, were in the same bag as everything else, they are actually sealed separately, so there's no contact between decal paper and kit, which is good. You don't want to scratch them. I'm not going to take them out of the sticky bag. I would much rather them stay safe for now, but obviously if you want to know the exact quality of them, then tune in to the build video, because I'm going to use them. I'm going to do one of these schemes, even if I haven't decided which one yet. Interesting to note that I must have missed an extra kangaroo, because unless it explains that. No, I've checked, it doesn't seem to explain, but there is a black kangaroo as well as a red kangaroo. It does show you in the colour call out 16 or 25 and then 17 or 26. Doesn't describe why, but I wonder if they don't actually know what colour it was, so they've included both. I'd much rather them include both than get one wrong and have loads of people on the internet ranting about how wrong it is. My great uncle's wallaby keeper used to fly that plane and he said it was blue or whatever. You've got red or black. You've got some seat belts as well. They look quite nice. And some straps. You've got decals for the instrument panels. It looks like they've only done half a job, but the Moth Minor was incredibly simple and did have a large instrument panel with not a lot on it. So that is accurate, believe it or not. And it looks fine. It is a bit jumbled. I've said this about some brands before. Airfix are usually the kind of top for everything. They're just every preference that I like that they seem to do. Here you just have some stuff here, some stuff over here. So you're going to have to cut in around if you want Decal 19. You don't have a here scheme A, B, C, D common type setup, but they look all right. I've not normally had problems with special hobby decals. We then have Sprue A. This contains most of the aircraft. You see that this is already snapped off. As I alluded to earlier, this was very badly packaged. Special Hobby don't seal the boxes, so it ended up just being thrown around. The box was wet because it was raining as well. Probably broke in transit. But as you would expect for a new tool, it is spotless. Look at the detail. You can see the rib detail for the control surfaces there, or for the second half of the wing, sorry. This is an air brake for landing, just to lower the airspeed a little bit. That's been nicely moulded. Shame that you can't have it extended, but it still looks very nice. In case you had any doubts as to what this is, it tells you right here, DH.94 Moth Minor. See, I'm just very worried about this. I'm going to cut this off now. There we go. Just so that it doesn't keep flapping around. There are instrument panels 1 and 2. They're not identical, and you can see here this one has 4 controls and this one has 3, not controls, instruments, dials, whatever. There's the floor. No detail on the inside. This has fixed undercarriage, of course, so you wouldn't expect to see any wheel wells or anything. That's your interior for the cockpit. We'll use the bit that I've cut off. So it's the starboard side. There we go, very nicely done. The plastic looks very shiny because it is incredibly smooth, the whole thing. Might be difficult painting it if you don't use a primer. I will use a primer, but just something to be aware of. Yes, very, very nice. We'll put that there and we'll look at Sprue C, which again says Moth Minor, Sprue C. This has the tail with a one-piece tail wing like this. I'm always worried that there's going to be a big ridge down the middle because it's often, bottom and top. However, this looks absolutely fine. No seam line at all, really. Here are the small parts. There's not that many, just that's it. And a propeller blade. Yeah, a tiny bit of flash there, maybe. I don't even think the camera's necessarily going to pick it up. It's very small. It's just a almost bit of flash. And you can see what I mean about the ridge on the tail. That's a little bit noticeable, but on here it's not. And then there are the wheels. So yeah, not too bad. All that's left to look at are the clear parts, which are in a zip seal bag, which is good because it means I can have a look at them and put them back in the bag to keep them safe, because I don't like the idea of them scratching around. And that's it. That's all. Just a couple of windscreens. They look okay. You can see my finger through them, so they're obviously clear. Because they are very small, they look thick comparatively. Not ideal, but there's not really much you can do about it beyond using those horrible paper ones. So at least they've injection molded them. I can always use some clear paper if I really want to, but that's it. So yeah, let's put them back in the box. So to summarise, there's not a lot. There's not that many parts, but it looks good. What is there looks absolutely fantastic. Here is the entry on Scalemates. It's obviously the same kit, except it's not as shiny. I didn't mention that the box is ridiculously shiny. It confirms that it is a 2025 new tool, And the reason why I think there is no Sprue B is because there are plans to release the Moth Minor Coupe. Obviously you have to excuse the very poor quality artwork. This has been user uploaded and it's presumably just a draft that Special Hobby have done. I don't know, it's definitely not their normal style, but it shows the very similar Moth Minor Coupe, and you may think it looks utterly ridiculous, and you would be correct, it does. At time of recording, which is November 2025, this is not yet out. Obviously this one is, because you've just seen it on my desk. I haven't decided whether I will buy the coupe version or not. Maybe I will, haven't decided. Let me know your thoughts. If it's basically the same kit, I don't see why I would, but yeah, it is a Moth. And in terms of price, I bought this from eModels and it cost £11.34, down from from what they consider the RRP of £12.60. Some brands are a little tricky to pin down an exact price, as in an exact RRP, but Special Hobby are one of the better ones. Generally speaking, anywhere that will sell it at full price will sell it at around £12.60. So there we go, a look inside the box of this rather interesting plane. Well, I think it's interesting because it's a Moth, but it's a monoplane. What's not to like? It's okay, maybe it's because it's half a Moth, but anyway, irrelevant. Let me know what you think. Any schemes tempt you? I will not be doing a poll for this because the likelihood is by the time this video goes live, this plane will be finished on my shelf, because looking at it, it's probably only going to take a weekend to build. But is it something that interests you? Did you know about this? Would you want the coupe version instead? Yeah, I'm just curious. I know of this aircraft because I'm a Moth man, but if you don't know about it, maybe it would be something unusual to add to your collection. But definitely an interesting aircraft, quite distinctive to look at, so I am looking forward to it. On that note, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please definitely subscribe and maybe even consider giving the video a like. Give it a dislike if you don't like it, but if you've made it this far, that would seem a little bit, well, you know, rude. You can also become a channel member like the people appearing on screen. These people will generally know when I buy new kits because I get a bit excited and I have to take pictures of everything that arrives, and I generally speaking share it with them. So if you want little spoilers and maybe have a little dialogue which might indeed change the order that I release videos, and also see what's on my desk, and there's just lots of other stuff. It's basically just spoilers. It's mostly spoilers. Anyway, if you want to, down below, click a link, small amount each month, happy days. If you don't want to, it doesn't matter. If you can't afford it, it doesn't matter. Just watching the videos is enough for me. So thank you very much for watching this far, and stay tuned to see me build this Moth Minor in a future video very soon. Thanks everyone. Goodbye.